Okay, this box has been sitting in my shop for a while, and it's this Soaring Eagle HD kit. And first off, these fasteners are stupid. Why would you put something like that on your product? It's beyond me. So I pulled this cover off. This is all flopping. So I'm like, all right, what do I do now? This feels slightly cheesier than the original one because I've replaced it before in the truck. It's just the box is terrible. I don't understand why that's not together or the point of this. And then I started digging, and then I just clipped this together because I wanted to see if that's what that was. There's like wiring. This came in a ripped Ziploc bag, and there's rivets. I don't understand why I'm assembling two different size rivets. Look at that. Spacers. Like, what is this all for? This is the instructions. That looks like nothing I have in the truck. None of these parts are in there. I don't even know if that's in the other box. And for a lot more of a project. Okay, so more investigation. It's just more shit just thrown in a box. So I guess I gotta take this off. I'm gonna see what I can find online. It didn't come with any real instructions. There's another manufacturer. I watched a video on that, and they kind of just put it in. Great. Alright, I did the nut on the band clamp holding this intake on. It's a 3/8. I'm gonna take these 4 Torx out, pull this whole intake tube out. Got these AC lines and these heater core lines 1 and 2. I could turn off the heater core there, and I think I could turn it off right there too. So we'll lose minimum coolant, and then we'll take, that's not connected to anything. That one might not be connected to anything, and there's at least 1 bolt up there, but there's supposed to be 2. And gotta rip the glove box off. So it's these ones here. There's 5. And pull the whole glove box door off, and then I gotta remove this one. Wow, that nut there is rotten. And then there's supposed to be another one in there, so we'll see. I was able to change this a little over a year ago, and let's just say now that's not possible. Everything just fell apart. So it's a good time to be doing this. The whole bottom of the box just fell out. I got glove box off. That bolt broke. This one came out. This one is spinning, so I don't know how I'm gonna get that out yet. I'm gonna have to cut it or something. AC line, I had to cut it because it won't come apart, so I'm gonna have to make a new AC line. AC didn't work in the first place anyway. It leaked from somewhere. That is disconnected. This one's disconnected. That is clogged. I just gotta figure out how to get those top bolts out. No idea. Haven't gotten that far yet, but I'm gonna try and rip the rest of this apart. That took some creativity to get out those top bolts. You had to grind them. You say I messed it up a little bit. I'm gonna take a wire wheel, clean that all up. I had to use a grinder, air hammer. That was a nightmare. I'm gonna clean that up now and try and figure out this thing here. I kind of thinking about making a block off plate, because that's supposed to rivet on here. But I also have a fresh air kit for this side here, so I think I'm gonna stick some foam tape there and just rivet that together. So I got this riveted on with a couple, but I should have put this bolt through here first. Can't get it to go the other way, which I would prefer it to do, but I think it's just gonna have to live like that. I'm gonna have to just do it from the other side. Okay, so this is where I'm at. Right now, I'm gonna tell you, don't buy this kit. Get the other one. Soaring Eagle, that's a no-go for me. This is where there's supposed to be like an actuator or something like that. I don't have that option, so I decided to put this here. This is the free switch. Let me show you what the original one looks like. Okay, so this is the original one. They said they can't get this anymore. I think it was probably because they cheaped out. And then if you look at the picture on their website where the instructions are supposed to go, it's supposed to be here, and there's a grommet. Well, there's no grommet there. This also came with the kit. That's not a grommet. There's not one there. I have no idea. But this is where that's supposed to pass through. What are you supposed to do with that? It doesn't fit. I don't know what they're going for here. I mean, this should go there, I believe, or something. Well, I'm going to take this apart. I'm going to see where it lines up. I guess it could line up there. But that also does away with the picture where it's supposed to line up there. So that would interfere with that. That would interfere with that. That obviously doesn't work. This is not even the right spacing, you can see. But you can make it work if you just put it evenly. Is that the right spacing? That's worse. You could tell they cheaped out. Don't know what they're supposed to do. I'll figure it out, I guess. So I got this together. This hole was too small to put the factory bolt back through. It didn't come with a bolt for this thing. The other kit, I believe, comes with a line, if I'm not mistaken. Real pain in the ass to get all these bolts tight, but that tray sits in there. Nothing holds it in. It just sits there. And the blower motor slides under these things. And then they said, well, when I called him, he said, there's 2 bolt holes. You can bolt it or let it free float. Well, why didn't they just put a nutsert there so you could just screw it in instead of nut and bolting it? Just this last step here just seems kind of hokey. Okay, so that is the connectors they provide. I guess tape them before they short something out. And then you have to convert your factory wiring to a different spade to run the motor. This, I guess, has to run to the cab for your ground wire. This, still haven't figured out a solution. I think shove it in. I don't know. Okay, so I had to lengthen this wire, but this is the green wire, and I turned it to red, and it goes to power, and then the black wire went to the back one here, and that is power. And next I'm going to throw 2 bolts in here, hold this down. I just test it. If it works, I'm going to throw the cover on, and then that should be it. I'll hook up the coolant hoses, that's easy. And then I got to figure out what I'm doing about the expansion valve and a new AC line, but that'll be another project for another day, week. All right, cover's on, coolant's topped off, gotta get rid of that. Throw the intake back on, but that's the intake. I got this cab, like a fresh air kit, I'm gonna try to install too. Okay, this might be another gimmicky thing. Got these fancy screws. That's where you put them, but there's nothing to screw into on the truck. I don't know. I'll see. Okay, there was a bracket here. This thing, I couldn't get this bolt off without grinding it because of the air filter thing's in the way. And then I took this one out, was able to barely get it, and then I put a couple self-tappers in here just to keep it from rattling, because I hate rattles. And then this wouldn't fit in here. It's supposed to be like an exact fit, so then I had to grind a little sliver off the edge here, and it was so tight that this wasn't going anywhere. These screws just screw into this mesh, even though they're not needed, because it's sandwiched with these 2 here and this metal bracket that pinches it all. So that's really not needed. And yeah, I think I'm done in here for now. I'm gonna throw the intake on. I'm not doing anything with these AC lines right now until I figured out a solution. Okay, putting together this video, it's not finished yet. I'm gonna try and get the AC working next. I don't love this kit. First thing, the bolts that pass through the cab and the box, I don't know why they couldn't just tack weld or fully weld out the bolts onto the box, so when you slide it in, all you would have to do is just add a nut from the inside. That would have been a really easy solution. This is a two-man person. I had to get really creative. I have these special sockets that latch onto a bolt and they don't come off, and then you could tighten it, but you just have to have it wedged onto something. It's a real pain in the ass. That would have been an easy solution. The free switch, that's a cheap out solution. I don't know how long that's going to last, if it works or not yet. We'll see when I go to charge the AC. That's dumb. And then the little probe that is the actual sensor doesn't fit in the round hole, has that little tab on there. You kind of just shove it in until it sticks in the fins. It's kind of like a backyard solution to me. That tray that the blower motor sits on, that probably should be fixed in there, in my opinion. When you put the cover on, it just sandwiches everything on. Just like to assemble it, you have to pull the bottom cover off, which I don't think I really showed. You need to pull the condenser, or the evaporator, sorry, the evaporator and the heater core out. And then when you put the foam on there, and then you shove the heater core through the hole, there's like a stick-on foam. They have instructions on their website. They're not that good either. And then you stick the evaporator in there, and then you put the bottom cover on, and then there's another piece of thick foam that goes around where the lines are, and then a cover on top of that to holds that foam in place. And when you tighten everything down, it just sandwiches it. The foam on that bottom plate pushes up against everything, which is dumb. And then that outside cover that you could see that holds the blower motor in there, that just sandwiches it on there. That is a dumb setup. The hardware's dumb. I don't understand why they would use square fasteners. Get Torx, Allens, bolts, anything else would work better. Those things are going to strip out instantly. They're not going to last. That's a guarantee. So far the heat's hooked up. Once I had like a quarter turn valve on there and it wasn't working at first, so that was my problem. And then it was fine. But they could have added some nut certs, and they could have used a little bit better of fasteners. I don't think it was worth what they charged for it. There's two other kits. I think the more expensive one would probably be the best bet. There's more videos online of them getting installed. I just took a peek at them, and they kind of look like they just popped right in, and I kind of wish I went that route, spent the extra $200-300 bucks. But we're going to spend some more money. I bought some tools to fix the AC line. I'm probably going to stick a different condenser in the front, dryer, and make lines for it, and try and get my air conditioning working. But I also did blow out the vent lines and stuff like that, so there was some dust in there. The heater core was clogged. I can't say that their fan blows better or not than the original one, because the heater core was clogged and it can't push air, suck air through that. But I do have more airflow inside the cab, whether it's 20% more or whatever they claim to be. That's probably not true. The fan does seem a little lighter and cheesier than the original setup, even though that's like a standalone unit, and the other one kind of, the cover, the factory one, the fan goes into the cover. Just the motor itself seems heavier duty on the one you get from Kenworth, because I did replace that before, and I got that from the dealer, and it does seem better. So, all right, there we go. It's been a little bit back on the AC project, so I grabbed the number 6 dies, and I just crimped my my first line here. Looks pretty good. So now I need to run this through the truck, get my length cut it. And then I have the other fitting on there because I was mocking up the new dryer. So over here, and new condensers in, tightened. That's on. I think I'm gonna reuse this line because it has the AC on-off switch and the one that turns the compressor on and off. I don't know if it's a binary or trinary. This line, I have this fitting. I don't have the other one for the thing, so I can't make the line. So I changed the O-rings and I just put it back on there. I have a cap for this, so that's fine for now. I have the material to make, well, not this line, but then from the dryer down to here, I have that. Okay, a bunch of months later, got all the lines sorted out. I reused this old line here that has all the sensors on it. Okay, so the one problem with this kit still is the compressor doesn't stay on. So I don't know if there's something wrong with the switch that's inside that I was complaining about. But if I add power here, the compressor will kick on. It will blow ice cold on the inside of the truck. So I originally added power to try and get it to suck more Freon in. So that's a trick I learned on my Silverado. Then once the sucked more Freon in, then it would allow the compressor to turn on and off. I just need to see the gas. That's not working on this case, so I'm looking into rewiring the entire truck because we already know on these old Kenworths, everything is shit. All the wiring. If you turn the fan on to all the way, it melts the switch. The wire's too thin of a gauge, so it needs a relay, new wire ran all the way through. I'm going to see about rewiring the compressor into it all, but right now the kit works. I'm not keen on the fasteners and how it's put together. I think it could be a little bit better. They could, if they're re-engineering it, they could have did a little bit better. My personal opinion. Yeah, the new condenser on there, that works. Everything's good. Got that from 4 States, I believe. New lines, I made that. I wanted to make this line new, but the company I ordered the fittings from sent me the wrong ones, and then they were denying sending me new stuff. So, you know, whatever. I'll probably just leave it if they're working when I go to rewire it. But for right now, I'm just gonna close this video out because it's been a few months and it's winter, so I don't need air conditioning for a little bit. So that's that.